gotta be good.
If I get thrown out, I'll go live with my mom.
Mama, get off the mala.
Welcome
To the Real Estate and Chill podcast, the newest and coolest podcast. So tune in. Two experts discussing the real estate market. Loan officer James Chudley and associate real estate broker Kevin Iglesias. Beware, this is not another boring podcast. This right here is the shit you need to hear. Respectfully.
Welcome back to the newest episode of the Real Estate and Chill podcast. I'm your host, James Chowdhury from United Mortgage, here with
Kevin Iglesias, associate broker. Today in the building, we got a top 20 YPN star, Maria Raimondi.
Yes, thank you. So you want me to introduce myself?
Of course. And let them know that they have to subscribe.
Yes. You have to subscribe to Real Estate and Chill podcast. My name is Maria Raimondi. I'm with Calinado Real Estate Group, and I've been doing real estate for about 6-7 years now.
6-7 years, okay. Mm-hmm. How old are you now? I know you're not supposed to ask, but
not supposed to ask that question.
Fine.
I have a better question. How'd you get started?
Okay. So, I actually always say that my first, stepping foot in the real estate game was when I actually put together my prom house for senior year. Yes. So my school, I run those 2013. So in my school, everyone does prom houses, whatever. So no one was stepping up to the plate. This is when I was 17 years old. You have to go out in the Hamptons, literally do the job of a realtor, but find a prom house basically for 40 underage kids. So I'm 17 years old. Obviously, I have a fake ID. So I'm making these appointments, just acting like I'm a realtor on mansions in the Hamptons. So finally, I got a lease signed. I told the guys for a family reunion. I honestly think that's really where it started. That was my first thing. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. But then I did go to college originally to be a dental hygienist, which obviously that was just a waste of time. Well, yeah, because I didn't know what I wanted to do really 100%. I just really only cared about playing soccer at that point. I never had good grades in school, so I wasn't getting an academic scholarship for sure. But then, I did that for a year, and then right around that time is when my brother was getting into the mortgage business. He was just like, hey, why don't you go get your license? I was like, oh, yeah, I did kind of like doing that. That was fun. Let me try that. And then got into real estate. Was bartending first, working in restaurants, which I love that because I think that literally taught me so much I need to know about real estate. Teach you how to talk to people and all that stuff. I met a lot of clients from there that I still talk to. And then the rest is history, pretty much.
Two things.
What
made you want to be a dental?
Just knowing that it was a steady income.
Gotcha.
Pretty much.
I mean, you can offer that at closing now, though. A free cleaning.
Yeah, no. I can pass a science class. The first one, I can do it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not good with that stuff.
So you got that rush, basically booking that Hamptons home.
Yeah, exactly.
What was your first deal like? Because first deals are not always.
Ooh, all right, so the first brokerage I was at, obviously, so I'm 20 years old, have my license. Someone's really taking me too seriously. I wasn't really also putting in 100% effort at that point. Because like I said, I was making money from the bartending, still in school, just for whatever reason. But then, so the brokerage I was at would give me some rental leads, which were pretty much all fake all the time because it was just people randomly calling, not actually looking to rent or anything. But then I started converting those into buyers and making them buy condos and co-ops. So that was my first deal ever. The woman was going to rent. She didn't know if she could afford it. And I converted her to a buyer, closed a condo in Patchogue, I believe it was. And we still stay in touch. She likes my stuff on Facebook and everything. So hopefully she'll be ready to sell soon. And go down south or something. So,
being in the in the industry, hospitality, in the restaurant business, how does that help you in the business?
We've seen a lot of people go from hospitality industry
yeah,
to
honestly, because it's just you have to know in real estate. If you're a quiet person, kind of standoffish, this isn't for you. I don't think it is. So I think the bartending really taught you how to speak to complete strangers, hold a conversation, make them interested in what you're talking about. So definitely that. And then also just I was in a really good spot where I was actually meeting a lot of investors and everything. And every single person at that bar, I made sure they had one of my cards, knew I was in real estate.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's like free lead generating right there.
exactly. It's perfect.
What's one of like the craziest stories?
Oh gosh, from what, real estate or bartending?
No, not bartending, obviously. Real estate.
Oh God, let me think of this. There's been a lot. And in the beginning of my career too, I would really, really, really take it to heart, like take it personally. I'd say like in the past few months, I finally like was like, all right, whatever, I'm done with that. One might have been though, at a final walkthrough. Oh God, I hope she doesn't watch this. I don't think she will. I'm gonna have to block her. But
We'll tag her.
she was my buyer. She was nitpicking everything at the final walkthrough. I mean, I'm talking there was like a half a centimeter like nick in the wall from them having a painting up.
Yeah.
Freaking out. I'm not closing. I want money in escrow. So finally I was just like, all right, look, I'm getting on the phone right now at the attorney. I'm canceling the closing right now if you're going to do this. She started freaking out, crying, screaming at me. I was screaming in her face. The husband was like breaking us up. And yeah, it was really awkward. The other realtor, the listing agent, was standing there like with his jaw on the floor, had no idea what to do. I'm like shaking, crying. We're both crying, like just yelling at each other. So that was probably like the worst. And then I was like, after that, I'm like, right now I know I just gotta, sometimes it's tough because with real estate, you work with a lot of your friends, but you're gonna have to keep like business and personal separate. So I just have to make sure, you know.
Oh, so she was a friend before?
No, but like she was a referral from a friend and all that stuff. So like it definitely got like to a point where it's a little too personal. Like, yeah, I'm available to my clients 24/7, but like, you know, you shouldn't be answering the phone at like midnight to them. Because then it makes like they're a little too friendly, and that's where she crossed line with me and I crossed line with her. So that was just not good.
So let's talk about that, because usually, you know, realtors, we like to say that we work on our own time, but it's not true. We work on other people's time.
No, it's 24/7.
But do you set a guideline, like what time can a client not contact you past?
So realistically, I'm good with all night because I stay up all night, but I don't want to answer my phone before like 8:30 a.m.
What about at night, though?
That's fine. You can call me at like 3 a.m. and I'll probably answer.
That's a little
But
late.
before 9 a.m., I'm not a morning person. I do not want to look at my phone. I don't like it when you post a new listing, realtors will start calling you at 6:30, 7 a.m. Like, I'm not answering that.
Well, I get calls too, and especially like, well, now we're seeing a shift in the market, no? Have you been feeling the shift?
I mean, a little bit, but honestly, not really. Obviously, I know rates are up, but like what I'm saying to all my clients is rates are up compared to COVID, but historically, the rates are good. Like if you are in the 5%, you're good. Our parents are buying houses at 12%.
I know, it's crazy.
So yeah, I mean that's what, you know, just kind of relax everyone. I always tell everyone there's no way you can time the market. You just kind of, you know, keep working, keep saving, and you know, if the rates are a little up now, I'm sure they'll drop again. It's just, you know, when you're ready to buy, you're ready to buy. You can't try to time the market.
No, nobody
never
knows
work.
that too. Like nobody
it's
can
impossible.
tell you where the rates are going to go.
Yeah.
Unless you're like the Fed who controls everything. Like nobody's going to
Yeah.
know.
You know what's crazy though is, I mean, I'm feeling the shift. You know, definitely feeling the shift. We have a couple listings that would be like gone in like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Are not moving as quickly as they would.
Yeah.
You know, more days on the market. Mm-hmm. You know, I think it's a mixture of the higher rates and everything that you see in the media nowadays. It's like, oh, recession's coming.
Yeah, so people
it's like
are
a fear.
scared.
Yeah,
but
of
then
course.
again, what are you going to do? Go rent something?
And
And
you're
you can't
paying-
control the rent.
Yeah, you
Right,
can't
and
do
you're
it.
paying
It's
100% of a
insane.
mortgage that's not
Paying
even
someone
yours.
else's,
Right.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's tough right now, but yeah, I have seen like a few of my listings like where it would be under contract in 5 days, inspection waived, appraisal waived. That's not happening. People are getting a little bit more picky with the inspections. Now they're not scared to ask for a few repairs. So, you
I'd
know,
rather
still
have it
strong.
that way, honestly. Because I mean, I only work with buyers. So it's
Yeah.
like I'd rather have it that way because now when I'm working with a buyer, like they don't have to compete for months to get a house. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
you
I like it better.
you've been in the business for like 6-7 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
When did you start taking it like seriously?
Probably like a year and a half, 2 years before COVID. So was that 2018? Really? Yeah.
It's
It's
a good
like
time though.
yeah, it's like my first like I said, 2-3 years, wasn't really doing much. Like if a client came to me, that was great. I was gonna work with them, but I wasn't trying to actively like close deals. Then yeah, once you start getting a taste of those commission checks, it's a little bit more motivating and everything. So yeah. And I started my first house I bought right before COVID started. My first flip, yeah. It was in December. So COVID started in March, end of February. It's I was just listing I did the open house for it right before COVID and had 2 deals die because of it. So I was oh my God, this is my first flip. I'm freaking out. I really put everything into this.
Where was the house located?
Port Jeff.
Okay, so not bad area.
Yeah, but in March when COVID happened,
Yeah.
people
Everybody
had
was still
no
freaking out.
idea. Yeah.
But did you end up selling it for a higher amount than what you thought it would sell?
Same. Oh yeah, definitely. But I mean, oh my God, if I put that on the market now, it'd probably be another 150 grand when I sold it for.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it, a 3-bedroom?
3 village, school district, ranch, completely
3 villas in
renovated.
Port Jeff?
Yeah,
That's,
425.
425.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would sell for a lot more money.
You would buy that house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big yard. And it was right outside the village, so the taxes were not the village taxes. Perfect. Yeah. Great house.
Now, all right, so how many flips have you done to date?
So 100% solo. I usually always have a partner, which is usually my brother, or sometimes I'll throw in and partner with him and some other investors he knows. But solo on my own, totally, probably 6. And then also during COVID, I started buying a few rental houses. So that's also just another thing that I love doing. I'm always looking for more rental houses.
So give us the key to people listening in, how to find those off-market properties to flip and those rental properties.
I don't want to give out too. Yeah, there's a lot of secrets. Well, with my rental ones, I actually just so happened, again, through bartending, just through always talking to people about real estate. I just knew a guy who owns a bunch of rental houses in Long Island. He was leaving Long Island. He has enough. He didn't want to put them on the market and have to deal with the tenants and everything. And these are good tenants. They've been tenants of his for 15 years. So again, he just reached out to me. He was like, hey, I'm moving. You want to get in on these? I won't put it on the market or anything. So just kind of that, just knowing people and just making sure people know that, you can invest, you can buy. And as much as I am a realtor, I love the commissions. As an investor, I always say to people, just cut the realtors out. We don't have to do all that. No commissions. So it's I have to be 50-50. It's weird. But you can judge people when they come to you, trusting you as an investor. When you could flip the switch between investor and trying to list it.
So that's for the rentals. What about the off-market properties?
The off-market, again, it's all connections. So I'm friends with a lot of estate attorneys. That's really how I get it. Yeah. I'm not much of a door knocker, honestly, and I know everyone says in real estate you gotta be a door knocker, this, that, but honestly, I'm so against it for female realtors. I think it's so dangerous, even if you have someone with you. Just
have you ever been in an incident something crazy? Really?
Yeah. Oh, I should have told this story.
Yeah, we want to hear that.
No, it's another one. But yeah. So when obviously I first started, everyone's door knock, door knock. So I'm great, I'll door knock with another agent I was friends with, and
another female agent.
Yeah. Awful. We should have brought our dogs or something. We both have pit bulls. I'm maybe we should bring our dog. Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the story.
So no, it's just we're knocking on the door, no one's answering. All right, whatever. Just leave the thing in the doorknob, and walk away. And then the guy finally comes up. He's like, what are you guys doing there? I'm oh, just leaving this. It's all good. You don't have to come out. And he just opens the door completely butt naked.
Oh, God.
Extremely,
everything? Yeah, everything. No pant, nothing. Not even a sock. Not one piece of clothing on. I was trying to talk to us, just butt naked. And my friend is slowly backing away. I'm all right, we're gonna go now.
So what are you gonna go? So how's the market?
Yeah, but realistically, if he would have lunged at one, it's scary, honestly. Door knocking. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm not into it.
What about calling for deals?
Yeah, I do that too. Again, you have to be so, just ready to get rejected. It's awkward as hell, but I'm not scared of it. Yeah.
You gotta be good with rebuttals, because anything they're gonna try to find
yeah.
off the phone. They don't know.
And I'm all about too. I don't know. I'm just so real with the people. I almost have something about me that just makes them trust me and just know that I'm not coming off as like a sleazy, like I'm trying to take your money. Like you just gotta be like real with them on the phone. Like when they started asking you, why'd you pick my house to call? Like I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Like it looks like your house is, you're not doing well. And you need help. At the end of the day, realistically, it's to help you guys. It's to help them. Obviously, you can see, if someone's 90 years old living in this house that's absolutely falling apart. I mean, I'm sure it'd be nice for them to have a few $100,000 in their pocket and go live comfortably in a condo or something. So, like, you got to always think of them first. As much as an investor, it is like about me and my team making money. You got to put the sellers and the people who are in these tough positions first, and really, know you can help them. Yeah,
that's the major key.
Right.
So, in 2021, you won the YPN award. That must have felt amazing.
Yeah, I was so happy. I was actually on the way to Miami for a bachelorette party when I got the call. Yeah, so I was like, all right, bachelorette party, forget it. We're celebrating me this weekend. So we sprinkled that in, too.
That's amazing. I was at a red light at CBS. Nothing spectacular. That was not in Miami.
I was like about to get on the plane. I was like, who's this calling me? But yeah, I was really happy because I thought I was going to win it in 2020, honestly. So I was like really bummed about that. But then when I got in 2021, I was like, great, this is awesome.
Because only 20 people win it a year. There's so many realtors.
There's over like 30,000 agents
on Long Island.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I can imagine how many people apply to that. And only 20 people win a year, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So would you say that was like the best year for you as far as like real estate wise?
Yeah, I think, or the 2020 was really because I was buying a lot because, again, with COVID.
You were representing yourself though in the 2020 deals?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of investors were getting scared. I mean, everyone was telling me, even my brother who's obviously in the industry was telling me, don't buy this rental house. Like, what's going on with the evictions right now. But, I took the risk and I got the reward from it. So I would say that year, yeah, because a lot of people were really scared to buy.
All right, let's talk about this because they're saying that the recession is coming, right? Mm-hmm. Inflation is so high. A lot of people, if it does happen, a lot of people are still going to make a lot of money.
Right.
Because people always, a lot of millions are made in recessions.
When times are bad, that's
exactly
when most money is made.
When people are scared to take action, that's when other people take action and make a ton of money.
That's what Warren Buffett says. You got to be greedy when others are fearful. Mm-hmm. And you got to be fearful when others are greedy. And I feel like in 2021, people were definitely really greedy. Like, everyone's buying everything. Like, these prices that were going up, like, the amount of, like, loans that were given out by the government, stimulus checks, everything. If somebody wanted something, they can get it. Mm-hmm. And that caused prices to go up. And now that, we saw, like, credit card debt right now is, like, super high. People can't afford to buy these things anymore, which will end up leading to something like that happening. If somebody can't afford to make these payments on their credit cards, they have a huge amount of debt. Like, it's going to happen. Those things are going to come. But I don't know. I mean, we're going to see the inflation report end of this month. But I've been seeing prices go down. Like, gas prices went down. I mean, it's July.
Oh, they did?
They went down.
That's one thing. I don't even pay attention to the gas prices because we know we have to drive no matter what for our jobs. Like, I just throw them my credit card. I'm like, fill it up. I don't even care. What am I going to do? I guess I get a Tesla.
The only reason why I look at them is just because, like, I want to know, like, where things are moving because it affects us. You know what I mean? Like, those, like, gas is, like, such a big thing, like, in that whole marketplace. It just affects us. Like, housing prices, like, not all of it's correlated, but gas prices is a huge impact on, like, the CPI.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I've had people that, work in the city, and they were originally saying, oh, yeah, I'll do Quorum, Selden, Center East, but now they're like, ooh, I don't know. If I have to drive to the city every day, so now you have to totally switch. Now looking at Babylon, like, closer to Nassau County. So, yeah.
And if you're looking at it, prices are going to be even higher, though.
Yeah, taxes higher, everything.
So talk to us about this Kissing Me deal that you did.
Oh, Kismet. Okay, so...
Fire Island, so people
don't know. So that was fun. So I've grown up in Fire Island. My first job ever actually was there at Hostess.
Where, Flynn's?
No, in the inn in Kismet.
Okay.
So, so I was like a teenager. So, I guess about 10 years ago, like 17 years old. And then... So I have these clients, like, we think we want another vacation home. We don't know if we want to use it for rental, this, that. I'm like, I should really try Fire Island. Like, they're from the North Shore, not too familiar with it. So it's like, all right, let's do it. It's like, obviously, I was showing these houses in Fire Island in the dead of winter, which was not fun because there's only one way there, besides the bike that I have now, but you have to take a ferry there or a water taxi. So
you were
that was pretty miserable. Yeah, water taxi in like February, $200. Got to tip the guy.
$200 each way.
One way, but then he'll only wait for a certain amount of time. Yeah, it's like an ordeal. But I loved it because I just love Fire Island and everything. So finally, I got them this house. They closed on it. They are renting it out now all summer. So I then took over the property management on that. And then again, just me being who I am, always talking to people. I'd be riding my bike around Kismet, and I met this other guy who owns multiple houses there. So I manage those properties and get those all rented out for him. So it's fun.
So you do property management as well?
Yeah.
Realtor, investor, property manager.
Yeah.
You need 7 streams of income. What are the other 4?
Landlord.
You got all the real estate sides done already.
Yeah.
You hit all the marks.
No, yeah, I don't know
Hostess,
what else I could
bartender,
do.
landlord, realtor, investor, property management.
Home
No, but the
stager.
thing
Home
is that
stager.
you got all that done by the age that you are.
Go ahead, say it.
I won't say it.
I'm 27. I don't care.
Well, I mean, if people do the math, she said 10 years ago.
Yeah, no,
So-
I'm 27.
But that's
Okay
a
with
really
that.
young age to be doing all
Because
that.
a lot of people
Yeah.
are not doing that. Some people are like, don't even know what to do in there.
No, I know. That's, I'm grateful for that.
What would be your advice to, the people, women or anybody who's getting into the business now? Like, what would be your advice to really
Don't
motivate
even bother getting this business if you're not going to put 110% into it every day. Because you're really not going to close deals. You're not. If you think you're going to get into real estate and just sort of half-ass it, it's not going to happen. So my advice would be, if you're willing to work your ass off, you're not going to have a paycheck every week, but your possibilities are endless in real estate. So if you're willing to put in the work, you're going to get the rewards. If you're okay with, a steady, basic paycheck every week, then stick to that. And then put in 50% effort. But you have to put in 110 for real estate.
For somebody who wants to do more deals, what would you tell them?
Just for me, a big thing in the beginning, too, because when I was so young, like 2021 starting, like a lot of my friends were going out on the weekends. I took a good 3 years and just put my head down, didn't go out. So I was never hungover on a Saturday morning. Was at my office, calling on expired, sending letters, all that stuff. So yeah, just really put your head down and focus on it, and then they'll start coming in. You got to make a name for yourself a little bit first, though. Or you could be like me and lie to your first listing ever and say it was a FSBO. And I said I literally told the guy I was 32 years old. I've been doing this for 10 years.
Weren't you 20?
Yeah. So, it takes a little bit to build your name and really get people to trust you. But, just as long as you present yourself well, you carry yourself well, you know what you're talking about, don't ever come off as sleazy or like you need their money or anything. Just be really super real with people, and they'll trust you, and then you'll start getting more clients.
I think that's fair play.
Yeah.
I think that right now, in the next couple months, do either one of you guys have any certain strategies that you're gonna go after mainly? If it's not, because is door knocking and cold calling, is that still not allowed?
People say it's not loud.
I don't
People
know.
do it all the time.
Yeah, I know.
You
but I
gotta
don't
brush
know.
up on the rules, honestly. I always
don't
get
even know.
fined, so don't ask me about rules.
You get fined by
Always.
what, MLS and stuff?
Yeah, coming soon, posting it that too soon. I got a $2,500 fine for that.
$2,500 fine?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
All this stuff. Or I had to cancel an open house once because I was sick. I canceled it 23 hours in advance.
What's the rules on that? 'Cause
24.
I'm not-
I think it's 24.
It's supposed to be a day?
Yeah.
See, this is crazy because people,
But so you can take it off MLS, but it'll still be on Zillow though.
yeah,
Zillow doesn't
how is it-
update.
you know what's crazy though?
Everyone
It's
uses Zillow anyway.
Yeah.
In this business, and I'm sure you know this, you can't burn any bridges because everybody
No.
has personal things going on in their life. If something happens, you have to cancel it last minute.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Some people will call your office and call Liber and everything and complain
Yeah,
oh,
like
this
they
agent
snitch.
wasn't-" Really?
Yeah. It was big too with just having to wear the mask and everything. I hated that, but you had to do it because you don't know they send spotters out to open
I heard about
houses.
that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
Some people
spots.
got
That was
caught, too.
That was what in 2020. That was all over the news. I
Yeah.
think 2020, right? Or 2019, something like that.
It's just always. Even before that, I had spotters definitely come to my open house, just making sure I had like that little like fair housing thing out. So yeah,
I don't know if I've ever seen one. Because I go to a lot of open houses,
I have it out all the time.
Because I don't even know
The
what
fair housing, you have to have it out. It's like white and green.
Yeah, yeah.
It literally says fair housing on it.
But they could literally throw it in like the corner, as long as it's like there. That's why why? Does it have to be on the counter?
I put it.
I do too. Mine's like big. It's like a big glass framed thing, but I definitely don't see it at every open house I go to.
It's just funny because I remember one day I just came to one of your open houses and you randomly had like 10 things up, like on your thing. You had like 10 things up, and I was like, I mean, it looks cool though.
What is all that? Yeah, no one looks at it, but.
Do you ever feel like you've been in contact with a spotter?
Yeah, 100%.
What do they ask you though?
All right, let me think of this. Definitely during COVID. Am I allowed to be saying COVID? Because I feel like in some things.
Yeah, why not?
Oh no, because on some things like they like don't. I don't know. But during that, they were checking with those things you had to get signed a lot.
What is it?
The COVID
the
disclosure.
disclosures?
Yeah. Like they'd call and be like, "Oh, like, what's your email? Like, I have to send this over to you, right?" I'm like, "Yeah," but I like came up with language. Like I ran it by my attorney to like put in the listing to like protect you against it though, in case. So I still just put it in there, in the remarks.
It's tricky.
Yeah.
I feel is that still a thing now or no?
I throw it in my listing description just in case.
Just why
Because
not?
they'll change the rules and not even give out like a notice. Like you're just expected to check it.
That's
Or your
annoying.
broker, I guess, but mine doesn't really do that.
So
Just lets me do what I want.
let's touch base on this because a lot of people they usually gravitate towards like a bigger name brokerages, but you're with the
So I'm with a small brokerage. It's called Calinado Real Estate Group. Again, I like to just do things on my own. I have a lot of good connections through him. He's a divorce attorney also, real estate and divorce attorney. So, what comes with divorces is most people have to sell their house. So I just have a lot of really great connections with him, good relationship. He trusts me a lot. I trust him a lot. So I don't ever really want to leave. I get recruited a lot from like
I can imagine my phone is ringing.
yeah,
Buy you dinner. Let's go to lunch. Let's do this.
yeah. So I mean, like, I appreciate that, and like that people like see my work ethic and hopefully, want me to be a part of their team. But one thing that I love about real estate is not having to answer to anyone really, and that's why I like being on my own. I mean, eventually, I am seeing that I'm starting to like maybe spread myself a little too thin, and I might need to start my own team. But yeah, I don't want to. I like not having to do like the weekly meetings. Like that's the freedom of real estate. That sometimes I think gets lost when you're like on those teams and everything. Just not for me.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
look,
good. Yeah.
everybody has.
Oh my God, I would love it if I could just call someone that's working with me and just be like, I can't make it here. Can you go show my clients? But like,
Yeah.
I just can't. That's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make to have more of like my freedom in real estate.
What's your go-to stress reliever? Like mine is fitness. I feel like James is playing basketball.
Mine's soccer.
Soccer?
Yeah, I still play like 2 or 3 times a week in co-ed leagues. I love it.
Oh, co-ed league, so you beat guys up.
Yeah, very much. Yeah. So I'm too
what can everyone
stressed.
expect from you in the next 5 years? What's your 5-year plan?
Hopefully just keep closing deals, keep buying. I want a ton of more rentals. I want to start doing rentals maybe in different states. I was looking into maybe doing Airbnbs and everything like that. So yeah, just keep doing what I'm doing and rising and buying more and helping more people. And
Do you strictly buy in like Long Island, or do you buy like across the country?
I haven't anywhere else other than New York, but I really want to soon.
Yeah, I want to as well.
I want Miami, so I could go.
Because there's like a lot of
times a
national
year.
places outside of New York.
Yeah.
'Cause New York, you just go for appreciation mostly if you're in the boroughs, but like.
I'm like a Long Islander at heart. So like, I want to always live here, but I want to just start buying properties all over.
Yeah.
Just I could Airbnb, I can vacation when I want. Like, I'll always be on Long Island though. I love it.
Yeah, you can't sell real estate in Long Island if you don't love it, right?
I love it. I hate people like, oh, we're moving. We hate Long Island. I'm like, it's the best. I love it here. I like having all different seasons. In a half hour, you could be on like a beautiful beach or in Manhattan. Like, you can't have that anywhere else. I love it. Yeah.
Last thing I want to touch base on is you have a lot of support, family support.
Yes.
I met Mom at the YPN event as well.
Yes.
She was there.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's funny you say that because anytime I'm like so superstitious with like all my deals, so I won't talk about a deal until like I know the closing date is set. Like I won't. Another thing I do is I won't save an agent's number until the deal is fully under contract. I'm superstitious with that. So yes, I have a lot of support, but they kind of know not to ask me like how anything's going because anytime my mom tries to ask me, she's like, "Oh, how's that listing go? You did the open house last week, right?" I'm like, "I'm not talking about it." Even though I can have like 20 offers on it, all $100,000 over asking, if it's not under contract, like deal's about to close, I'm not saying one word about it. That's why I stopped posting under contracts. I feel like it's bad luck.
I don't get excited about.
I agree with you. I don't post anything. Like I literally.
I
don't
post my
anything
closed
anymore.
deal. I won't even calculate. You know when the attorneys ask you to send your commission bill?
I don't send it to the end.
I don't send it until like 4 hours before the closing.
I don't send it to like the day.
Because I don't want to calculate it. I feel like it's bad luck.
The day before.
Yeah.
No, I'm the same way with certain things, but I mean.
So yeah, they support me. They know not to ask me questions.
The thing about real estate is that nothing is secure.
No.
Right? It could go under contract and then a day or two.
Doesn't mean
before.
anything.
No. I'm literally doing a walkthrough today. The guy's like, "Oh, there's a roof leak." Like it's as is. He's like, "Well, I'm going to talk to my attorney."
The contract probably does say roof free of leaks, honestly.
Right.
Like they throw that in there. It's like, it says as is, but this, that. Like it's all over the
But
place.
like you said, it's like the small things. Or like, oh, that paint bucket wasn't there before. Or
Yeah.
they left this behind. It was like, it's the
I'm
craziest
like, just
things.
throw it out. Yeah.
Yeah. It's nuts.
Yeah, so no, I'm too superstitious to even talk about it with anyone in my family who asks.
I had this
Until it
one
closes.
client with this. Basically, they were working with this agent who I know, and then he told me that at the final walkthrough, he literally pointed out like everything. Like he showed up a day early to the final walkthrough. He was stalking the house,
Oh
the agent was there, and then he called the agent, and then he was like, "Oh, can I come in for the final walkthrough now?" And then he was like, "I have to leave in a few minutes." He's like, "I'm already here. It's fine." They went through the final walkthrough. He said a bunch of things didn't work. They did actually work. He got like a bunch of money off. Like
Oh,
it was the
yeah,
worst.
because that's the
Like,
thing too. Like buyers, he was scheming. He knew the seller probably had to sell.
100%.
He can make a few $100s back at the table.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, I just always get so like nervous. I hate when a lot of my sellers would be like, "Oh, I sold my house." Like they'll be telling their family, like, "I sold my house." I'm like, "No, you didn't. The contract is just signed. Don't say the S word until you get that check in your hand. That's when you sold your house and you signed the deed over. Not a minute before that."
Yeah. I agree. Anything can happen.
Yep.
Where can people contact you and reach out to you for any advice, or maybe you even starting your own team?
Yeah. So if you follow my Instagram, which I don't even know, what is my Instagram name? I think it's just Maria Raimondi. I don't know. Tag it. Put it in the link.
We'll pop it up.
Yeah.
We'll pop it up.
Yeah, I post a lot on there. Also, I post a lot of personal stuff, so don't be alarmed when you see that. Again, that's just all part of me, again, being real. I don't have a separate business page. Like,
You wanna
this
keep
is me,
everything-
this is my life, real estate's part of my life. It's all on one page.
Do you ever get any hate for it, like mixing the both? Because a lot of people
well,
want to keep, like this guy over here across from me. He's like, "No, I'm keeping everything separate."
I
it's just 'cause
don't.
I like to be more private. I don't know. I don't want everyone to know everything. But I mean, it's preference.
Like my clients don't care. They like my client just said to me 2 days ago. He's like, "Oh, your TikTok popped up because I have a number. I have your number saved or whatever." I'm like, "Oh, did you like the videos?" He's like, "Yeah." Like they don't care. Again, like that's all just part of like, that I feel like that makes them be able to trust me more. Like they see that I'm a real person. Like I'm allowed to have a social life and be super into my career. And that's why I don't keep it separate. I want them to know who I actually am outside of real estate too.
Yeah.
So
I'm starting to mix it both now. Because I was literally just all like business on my page.
yeah, no, you gotta mix it. Let them see who you are. You're allowed to have a social life. If anything, it's impressive that they can see that I'm out all night on a Friday night and then like up and at 'em ready to go at 9 a.m. for showings, honestly. So it might help, honestly, for that.
The only reason why I just like don't do it that way, like it's just obviously it's personal preference.
Yeah.
It's just because like I don't know who's like looking at it. Not that I would like I don't have nothing to hide, but it's just like I just don't know who's looking at it. I
You
don't
could
know.
get the app and you could know who's looking at
You
it.
can see who like looks at your profile and stuff.
Yeah.
Really?
You gotta pay though.
Oh, okay. I'm not trying to go that hard.
Honestly, but I don't know. It's too.
Although
like,
people, people like check my stories, but they don't follow me.
Yes, that's like it's interesting.
Yeah, I always.
And I'm just like, this is a little creepy now. Yeah, you know, I can see you, right?
No, but to me, that's like a form of flattery. I love that.
It's creepy though.
But that means that they're interested in what you're doing. They're just maybe a little. I don't know.
Just hit the follow button.
Yeah.
All you have to do.
No, people are weird with it. I don't know. Sometimes I throw them off and I'll make it private for a week and then put it back to public. Because then if they really want to see what you're doing, they're going to follow you when you're private.
But do you follow them back since it's been creeping?
If it's creeping or if it's like real estate related.
Nah, you can tell when people are creeping.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, I have to, like, learn how to separate like, obviously, people will be like, oh, we'll buy a house. I'm like, hey, go get pre-approved, then talk to me. Like, and obviously you see it was fake. So, yeah, you have to deal with that when you're posting all the personal stuff, too. Yeah, but I also do get a lot of clients from it, though. Like, again, it's like people that, like, I never spoke to in high school, nothing. They'll reach out and be like, you know, just call me, ask me questions, and then they become my clients. So, like, they wouldn't have probably just randomly followed just a business page of me. But, like, it's personal, too, so they follow it. And then, like, oh, and she does real estate.
Well, we appreciate you coming by. You know, congrats on all your success.
Thanks.
We look forward to see what you do in the future. And, yeah. Where can people contact you, James?
Contact me. Oh, I get the spotlight now. Financed by James on Instagram. Reach out to me at any time. Always there. DM me. Any questions you have. Always.
Kevin's on my all platforms. Reach out, like the video, subscribe, share it.
Yes.
And I'm sure you'll see Maria on TikTok.
I gotta go private.
Next time.
Thank you for tuning in to the Real Estate and Chill podcast with James Chaudhry and Kevin Iglesias. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share this with your friends, your enemies, your mother-in-law. No, seriously, this podcast is so fucking good, you might want to tell your ex. See you next time.